a senior here at Dolores. I am also a student co-leader for FCA. So I was exposed to Christ when I was around 6 or 7, when my family went to church, but I was kind of like too young to like understand what was going on. And then I moved to Dolores here in the first grade, and that's when Courtney invited me to Wednesday night church at First Assembly of God. That is also the place where I first like truly met him and planted my seed of our relationship together. When I was in middle school, I started to attend youth group, which is for middle and high schoolers at your church, and you guys just get together, do like a little like project or like just like a get together kind of thing. And so that's pretty much my background with church and like being in churches and growing up in churches. But I, by any means, am a perfect Christian girl. I sin every day like everybody else, and I have made some pretty bad decisions that I regret. Last summer, I went through probably the worst time in my life, and I was making bad decisions that didn't benefit anybody. I went through episodes of like depression, where some days I would feel energetic and others I would feel like I just would never want to get out of bed. Some days I would feel numb, and some days I would feel adventurous. Some nights I would cry myself to sleep, and I felt so alone. Most of the feelings I cannot explain, and I close a lot of people out to what I was truly feeling. During that time, I would also try and solve my own problems. Without asking anyone for help, just when I thought I had them figured out, I'd be right back to square one. It was like I was stuck in quicksand and no one was around to help. As I was doing this, it was around the time my youth group was going to camp. I was excited and scared at the same time, and I didn't really know why, and I just had like a feeling in my stomach that I wasn't sure about. It was the first night of worship, and I was standing there with my eyes closed, and I had my arm up in the air. And I asked myself, what am I doing right now? I don't deserve to be worshiping my God the way I have been acting. And right as I was thinking those thoughts, the preacher of that night started to speak out, and he said, some of you might be going through tough times right now. Some of you are in desperate need of Jesus' healing. And as he kept talking, I just began to cry, and it felt like Jesus was there and I wasn't alone anymore, which is exactly what I needed. He was there for me this whole time, and I just kept ignoring him, walking away, and denying his help. I started to feel truly happy again, and I thought to myself that maybe if I feel happy now and I start pretending, I'll be okay in the future. That next night, the preacher did an altar call, and I got up to go down to the altar, and there was no seat, so I turned around and went back to my pew. I sat down and I lifted my hands up in the air and I began to pray. Then all of a sudden I started to cry, and my hands got really hot, and I was thinking, like, what's going on? Like, this has never happened to me before. That's when God spoke to me, and he said, I want you to drop your plans of going to your dream college and accomplishing your PhD, and I want you to minister to youth. What's the one thing that you don't tell God? No, right? Well, guess what? I told God no. I said, no, I can't do that. I'm not good enough. I sin too much. Do you even know what I've been through lately? I'm not the person you need. When I was in the middle of telling God that I could never minister to you, he reassured me that everything was going to be okay because I was with him. He told me that I should never question my self-worth, and I'm worth more than anything in this world, just like everyone sitting here today. He said that I needed to let go of what I did in my past, and I'm so much more than that, and what I did back then doesn't define who I am today. And after hearing that, it changed me and what I was feeling. It was like all the sadness, anger, and confusion in my life got washed away. There wasn't any words to describe how I felt in that moment. After that night, I was in a mental battle with myself about what do I need to do with my life. I asked myself, what do I do now? I felt so full with God, but at the same time I was scared to death because I didn't know what to do with my future, even though God told me what to do, and I was so hesitant. Since that experience, my life hasn't been much easier, but my relationship with Christ has grown stronger each day. I don't worry about as many things as I know that my God is greater than anything I face. But I struggle every day with becoming a better person, which some days I completely fail, and others I do great. Trying to be a good person and making the right decisions is going to be a battle I face every day for the rest of my life. But I don't fear that because I know that God will be there for me every second of my life. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." I know that my God will be there for me even when I don't deserve it. And He will be there for each and every one of you too. He's standing there every day. He's standing there each and every day, wanting us to accept Him so He can take all the sin and horrible things away in our life and lead us to a happy and Christ-filled life. We just have to let Him in. Thank you.